brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Yes, Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Happy Tuesday morning to everyone out there. It is a balmy plus something, or it's like -2. Snow Castle closed down for during the day. We heard that news yesterday. It's going to be closed during the day, at least through this so-called heat wave. And we have Ollie on the line on Skype from Fort Simpson. Good morning, Ollie.
Good morning. +7 walking to work here this morning.
+7. How's the Snow Castle in Simpson?
Yeah, probably struggling a little bit. It's lethal out there right now.
Is it?
Trying to walk on the sidewalks because the snow piled up absolutely everywhere.
Yes.
And then it's all melted a lot yesterday when it got to +16.
+16.
Holy.
And then and now it's like an ice ray with everything that froze briefly overnight and is now cooking again. So it's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. I'm in a t-shirt. It's 7:00 in the morning.
Weather's different from climate, Ollie. All right, stay on message.
Yes, boss.
Well, we'll get into why you're in Simpson. Or do you want to get into that now, or should we play a couple of tracks and then come back to you?
We'll play a couple of tracks. Then let's have a chat about Simpson. Let's have a chat about climate versus weather, shall we? Let's do that.
I suppose.
Sounds fun.
Let's throw the gauntlet down.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Wheeler, Lecty, Wheels, Alls, and Lecty. Yeah. We're keeping it very childish this morning. Cabin. I don't know what that was.
I leave the office for what? A day?
Yeah, that's right.
This is what happens.
And we've got culturally appropriative cupcakes. We've got climate change denial. You can't leave anymore.
You were making monkey noises off the air just moments ago. It's just all falling apart.
I don't know what's going on back here. Ollie, yesterday, obviously, we put up that story about the Snow Castle, not the Ice Castle, which literally everybody calls it. The Snow Castle having to shut down during the day just because we have this amazing warm weather, which people are kind of enjoying, but there's a little bit of trepidation out there because it's odd to have such warm weather for such an extended period of time this early in the season. And there was a bit of back and forth underneath the article yesterday. I wouldn't say they're climate change deniers. They're more like climate change enthusiasts. So I wanted to get your take on that a little bit. Obviously, you had a bit of a conversation there, and I loved what you did in that you don't. And this is kind of how you do. You're very articulate, you're very well read, obviously, and you write very well, and you kind of express your opinion
without being a jerk.
How
do you do that?
How do you do that? Because all I want to do is tell people to give their heads a shake and maybe not talk. But you're very adept at it. But what you brought up, one of the points you brought up was excellent because it wasn't like you're an idiot. How dare you deny climate change? It was like what you're saying is interesting. I find this more interesting, which is the extremes we're seeing. I'm not going to say that climate change is 100% like our fault or whatever, but you're just like, these are the extremes we're seeing. That's interesting, don't you think? So
yeah, it's pointless yelling at people on the internet after a while because the yelling's already
let me just cut you off there for a second. All right, just a second. All right, I'm sorry.
There we go. Because the yelling's already been done. There is so much yelling already on the internet. People have yelled at people who don't believe in climate change for quite a while now, and it doesn't really seem to have helped.
That's right.
So it's pointless doing more of that. If somebody, this started because somebody says, hey, look, this is almost a direct quote from what they said. They said, the fact is there's been no consistent temperature record since 1915. Like 1915 was the earliest temperature record that we have. Before that, we don't really know. And they finished their comment with, I prefer fact. Which
that's always the worst when people say
it's always it's an invitation.
It is an invitation because they're facts. Well, alternative facts, Ollie. That's why. Hashtag facts.
But rather than yell at someone and say, you idiot, your facts are wrong, and that was such a pompous statement to make, which is not going to help anybody, true as it may be. The easier thing, the nicer thing, the better thing to do is just to say, well, hey, actually, here's like the real information and link to it, which is the big thing, right?
Absolutely.
Rather than like there's so much arguing on the internet is this is true. Well, no, this is true. You know what? Here it is. Like the data going back to 1659 exists, and you can download all of it. It's literally here.
But then what we went into after that is like, well, your sources say this and my sources say that. How do we compare sources?
Well, first of all, the person that I was talking to didn't have sources.
No, they just said, I think, this is what I know.
And,
blah, blah.
and secondly, like, at some point you have to say, if you're not going to take data from the meteorological office in the UK as kosher, if you're not going to accept the Journal of Geophysical Research as a kosher source, then NASA, the US government, if you're not going to believe the things they publish, then all right, like we can't win that war against you.
No,
because if you're prepared to basically say the only sources that I trust are these pages I found on the fringe internet, then so be it. That you kind of lose the battle at that point. But some battles are not worth winning. The point that I was trying to make there is just make sure that when people, and I was having this conversation with somebody else, opinions on the internet, fine. I'm not going to get into battles of opinions. If somebody states something as fact that you can demonstrate is not actually factually true, and you can link to the correct stuff, you should do it. And you should do it nicely and politely and try to help people rather than just yell at them and bash them on the head about it. So that's all that I tried to do. Now, you can read all this, by the way. If you're lost about this, listening to this, go on our Facebook page. You'll see the article about Snow King. It's all in the comments underneath that. The final thing I would say is the most important point I feel like I made in that whole thread is the last one, which is that the person I was talking to concluded by saying that they felt as though the theories of scientists on climate change are weak. Well,
they felt that.
We rely on scientists to do everything from like manufacture the skin cream that you trust to like rub all over yourself each day, to making the baby food that you put into your children, to designing the vehicles that you drive in, to designing the power plants that you trust to generate power without blowing up and killing everybody, to everything else around us.
But
like
not
a
this.
scientist got involved at some point.
Yeah.
So to lose faith in scientists
Over
with
this.
climate change,
Yeah.
but to have faith for everything else is a really tricky concept.
Yes. And we're seeing that with vaccinations as well. We trust everything. We trust the medical profession for almost everything else except this thing. The other tricky thing is something that another listener brought up, and basically just said this is, if all of this is untrue, if you're being duped 100%, NASA's lying to you, U.S. government's lying to you, meteorologists are lying to you, climatologists are lying to you, all science is lying to you, this is all just a big cash grab for climate change or for green energy, which of course we know the oil and gas industry also is, then what's the benefit of that? Cleaner energy, cleaner planet? I don't understand. Like, what would be the benefit of lying about all of this? Would it be just to, and even if it was a lie, to get us switched off of oil and gas to something better, something greener, something more efficient, something that actually helps people more in a more efficient way? What would be the problem with that? I guess is what a lot of people feel. But it's interesting to see that disconnect between what you're talking about is like, we trust them to do all of this, but we don't trust them on this one thing, and how people's opinions and feelings about it when they don't have any training in that field or don't have that much knowledge about it overrides, thousands and thousands of pages of data. And that's it.
And it's disappointing, isn't it?
A little bit. It's just it's interesting. It's interesting to see the disconnect. But I mean, Ollie, you've exposed our bias as climate change agreeers. So now we're going to lose a bunch of sponsorship dollars, and you're going to lose access to interviews with certain people.
I would go so far as to say climate change stooges.
Oh, we are stooges. We are absolutely stooges. We have drank that Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just happy that we got you to agree with something.
I'm not going to say that I agree with anything. That's not what I'm saying. There are good people on both sides. I'm
Too
sorry.
late. Too late.
Sorry.
Far too late.
A morning show without a podcast is like a poorly crafted simile. It just doesn't make sense. This is the Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler, Lechty, and Alls in Fort Simpson. What's going on this morning, everybody? Happy Tuesday. It is going to be plus like 8 today. The Snowcastle will not be open during the day. Just letting you know. Just a reminder. But I hope you're having a good morning so far. Thank you to Nancy McNeil for sharing a little photo with us from her apartment building. There are benefits to getting up this early, one of them being the beautiful sunrises that we have around this time. So that was lovely. Thank you very much for that.
Did you put that up on the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page?
Yeah, I put it up.
Skip
Put it up there.
there.
Skip it up. Oh, I want to play
like a little
Scatman next.
scat in the morning.
Yeah, that's right. You guys talk for a second. I'm going to look up Scatman and put it up there. We occasionally get emails to the cabin mailbox, which we are all privy to, and some are spam, of course, and some are legit emails concerning not reading the article but still being upset about it. Yesterday, we did receive an email for a job application for our cook's position in our restaurant.
Once again, we are not a restaurant.
I don't know. I feel like we could be. I feel like, if we just tell you what, they can work here. We'll just have microwave stuff.
Well, I mean, the staff is lining up.
That's
so
right.
At this rate, we could open a fully staffed restaurant and probably make a good go of it.
Yeah. We could run a coffee shop. If someone can run a coffee shop out of their houseboat, I feel like we could run a coffee shop here.
Oh, absolutely.
It would just be a Keurig machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have to shift gears a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got an email, and I'm going to paraphrase it. Dear sir, I am a Bachelor of Science nurse.
Oh.
I assume that's what B.SC stands for.
Yes.
I guess. And I have, not being a scientist myself.
A Bachelor of
or a nurse,
Scientology. Yeah.
I have 5 years experience in this field.
Wow.
So pretty impressive.
Yep.
But I am interested to work as a cook at your restaurant.
Now, you think that this is legit. I think it's spam
Why do you think it's spam?
because it's just like, I don't know. You get spam emails from, I don't know. It seems odd. Well, one, we're not a
definitely
restaurant.
odd.
We're not a restaurant.
Yeah.
But
that's our fault.
That's
we
our fault.
clearly
It's really haven't
haven't made it obvious
Yes,
that
that's
we're
our
a radio
We are
station.
not clear enough as to what we are. Are we a radio station? Are we a gift shop at the airport? Let us know.
Are they wasps? Are they not? Yes, I'd be interested to work as a cook at your restaurant.
Fair enough.
It would be very kind of you if you could provide me a job offer, as it helps me to come to Canada. I promise I can perform very well at this field
Lord.
too. Please feel free to contact me through my email address listed. I look forward to hearing from you. Now, the reason I don't think it's spam is because usually it's like, you can access my resume by clicking on this link.
That's true. That's very true.
There's none of that.
There's
It's
none of
just
that.
return email, very pleasant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nice little succinct cover
That's
letter.
Nice. I don't know why people think we're a restaurant.
I don't know either.
Huh.
Ollie?
Yeah, I at this point I should confess that I've actually been trying to set up an Indian restaurant in Studio 2.
Oh, fair enough. The last one did so well.
It's a nice space.
It is a nice
Lots
space.
of counter space.
That's right.
Nice,
That's
nice
right.
table.
If we could just get a key to that ATCO office, we could really open up a restaurant in here. Or access our rack room. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm not averse to this happening. Since the world seems to want this from us,
Yes.
who am I to turn down the concept of having a restaurant somewhere in our building? There's still a little bit of room at the back. I mean, we have someone who's applying to be a chef. If we could get some front of house staff to maybe apply, and then if there's anyone who's maybe got a little experience of just running the day-to-day operations of a franchise,
Yes.
that'd be great. And then really we're in business, aren't we?
I mean, really, yeah. I mean, and we have now that we know that we can get interns. There's your front of house staff. I mean,
where's Corinne?
Yeah, Corinne could be the maitre d'.
Experience running a franchise.
That's right.
Corinne.
Yeah. We got Penny on dishwashing.
Or just she could
He's
be
good at that.
the seater, just welcomes people in.
That's right.
Shows them to their table.
Oh, Penny.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Nah, that would be nice.
We ultimately, I think we just got to make up our minds because, as you may recall, a few months ago, this past summer, we were getting mistaken for a talent agency.
That's right.
We had people actually coming into the office and bringing their resumes
50,000 emails.
and demo reels, being like, "I want to be in this movie. Why won't you let me do an audition?"
Well, oh man, that was fun. That was fun. If we had any access to the movie industry, believe me, the door would be closed and I would be taking all those parts. I would be doing that. We've been mistaken for a talent agency, again a gift shop, also a restaurant. So
We all know you want to be a master chef.
I kind of do. I love that show.
Yeah.
I really do. I am a terrible cook.
Although you won the Bake Off.
Well, baking is a little different
Yeah, that's true.
for me. I mean, and pizza is kind of. I mean, once you get the dough, you can't really make a mistake. Dough, pizza sauce, cheese, throw whatever else you want on there, and you're good to go.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
Or you
was
can
just
forget to
going-
turn the oven on.
You could.
Still won. I won without a fully preheated oven.
One year on, and hopefully we'll figure out what we want to be.
That's right.
We got a whole second year to figure out if we want to be a radio station.
That's right. We have put a 2-year time limit on this, so we've got a whole nother year to figure this whole thing out. Yes. I look forward to more email. I mean, now you have me convinced that this isn't a spam email.
No, it's not.
So then we should respond and say,
We could respond,
listen, we're really sorry. We're not a restaurant. But if you would like to come and cook for this radio station, you can.
We could also use a nurse.
We could use a nurse. That's right.
5 years experience.
That's right. We do have an archery challenge coming up at some point. I feel like we could use a nurse for that one.
We got a lawyer. Why not a nurse?
That's right.
add to the roster.
Someone from every field.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast. Hey, it was early. What do you want from us?
It's plus 13 in Simpson right now. Is that right?
Is it? Is that
Yeah,
what it says?
That's what I saw. Yeah, plus 13 at 8:00 in the morning on March 19th seems a little disconcerting to me. To
Yeah,
me,
it's,
the way I
just
feel
checked.
about it.
It's only plus 9. It's only plus
Oh,
9.
only plus 9.
It's not
Okay,
an
fine,
emergency.
fine. Yeah, absolutely, no emergencies here.
Going up to plus 16.
It's cyclical. It's cyclical. The weather changes every day, so we can't possibly know what's going to happen.
Stop mocking people.
I'm not mocking people. I'm not. That's all. That's all I got. Walk to Tuck wrapped up. Are we done?
Yeah, well, it ended February 28th.
Oh,
Something like that. We're long
You
done.
asked for times last week.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Didn't you?
No.
Yeah. And I said 50. I have no idea.
You're just losing track of time.
I am absolutely losing track
And
of time.
I would love to talk more about that because we did get a wrap-up email.
Okay.
But I restarted our studio, or our second computer, the news computer, I guess,
Yeah,
in
that
Studio
news
One here.
computer, yep.
And it's still not working.
I got the email.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Oh.
Jesse, this is our final Walk to Talk email. We hope you've enjoyed the challenge. In case you missed it, click here to see your team's location on the Big River. Also, here is the link to the upcoming celebrations. I'm clicking on our location. I'm trusting that Scott inputted all our data.
Oh, yeah, we were on our way back.
We were on our way back.
Yeah.
Holy jumping.
Not far back, but we were on our way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Packed up some sandwiches, headed back down.
Some Sammies.
Uh,
We walked 1,944 kilometers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for, let's see. Let's just see how deep we got here.
It puts us in the middle of nowhere.
Is it the middle of, well, no, but we're middle of the pack. We're actually
Yeah.
actually quite low. We're actually quite low.
But we made it.
The lowest being 0. Fair. But the highest being, good Lord, bunch of overachievers.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of people who made it there and back.
8,136.
Yeah.
Lifesavers got 7651. Seoti Dry Geese 6750. Stairmasters 6100. Like, wow, very good. Well done, everyone.
I was
well
going
done,
to get you to...
We had 1944. We made it.
we made it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, we were on our way back, but yeah, there's people who were there who made it there.
We
and back, had a nap.
We beat the city of Yellowknife by 1 kilometer. Take that, city. Yeah, a win for the common folk, not you ivory tower government people. The duly elected officials of the city of Yellowknife can't get up to walk more than 1,943 kilometers. Well, I know who I'm not voting for in the next election. Everyone.
I'd like to know who was on that team.
I would like to know. I'm going to click on it right now and find out.
Be funny if it was like 5 people, actually.
I do like this. I do love Walk to Tuck.
Yeah.
We should get out a little bit more, I suppose. But let's see. Allison Harrower, Geraldine Penny, Jessica Morris, Marie Courtier, Riley McNeil, the mayor. Wow.
And that's it?
There's a few others. But in the middle of saying all the names, I was like, I shouldn't be saying their names. So we beat them.
Public, everyone can see it.
That's right. We beat them by 1 kilometer. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Feel pretty good about that.
But Healthy McHealthface beat us by 2. So,
Aw.
and we had a lot of members. We had 12 members.
Yeah, we had a good team.
Yeah, including Phoenix. Did Phoenix ever send you anything?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Phoenix
Phoenix
was
works-
a major contributor.
Yeah, absolutely. She does
Yeah.
just working. She does 12,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like
Yeah.
AJ was fudging his numbers a little.
AJ fudges a lot of things. He's a fudger. Ollie, how'd you do? Great. Ollie? Ollie,
Yeah, I did all right.
All right. Oh, good.
I,
Thank you for your contribution.
I'm slightly distracted.
Wow, what's
Hello?
going on?
What's going on? Is there an emergency?
I couldn't tell if you could hear me or not.
Yes.
There, not an emergency, but there is a little bit of breaking news.
Okay.
There's a head-on collision on the hill down to Old Town.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
I'm told people look okay. They're just a bit shaken. It's
Okay.
crowding up some traffic. So just anybody listening to this,
Yep.
if you're planning on driving anywhere this morning, avoid the Franklin Hill
Yeah.
because it's going to be backed up there for a long time.
Okay.
There's what looks like an old F-150 and an SUV have gone into each other pretty much head on.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, maybe
Okay.
avoid that as best you can. Take school draw.
Well, I guess we should leave you to that then, and we will expect an update here fairly shortly.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Ollie. Ollie covering breaking news, and that's how it works. We have him live, but every once in a while he has to be called away to do, the thing he does best. So, avoid Franklin Hill if you can. There appears to be a head-on collision, but it doesn't seem to be.
Where's the
anyone
cabin
injured.
traffic chopper?
Where is the traffic chopper?
We need to fire that up right now.
We got that thing blanketed up for the winter. Yeah,
We plugged it in.
that's right.
Okay.
We plugged it in. It wasn't one of the Bell helicopters. So, so we'll have more on that. Stay tuned to Cabin Radio News, but cabinradio.ca as well, and avoid that hill if you can. But it sounds like people are shaken up but not injured, so that's nice to hear. Not a great way to start the morning, but we'll have more for you on that when it becomes available. Walk to Tuck, done for another year. In fact, it was done a few weeks ago, and I'm now just waking up to it. This CBD oil is just making my mind into mush. It's not. It's actually making my sleeps that much better. It's
Mushy sleep.
Mushy sleep. Every one of my sleeps is a mushy sleep. So we finished near the bottom, but not the worst.
Middle
Not
of the
best.
pack.
Not the best. We were about a fourth of the way of the top team. So,
But we're the common folk.
That-
We
we're
don't
the
need
common
to compete
folk.
with the athletes.
That's
the
right.
racket club team.
Yeah.
Whoever's on that. I'm assuming they.
I'm
made it back
assuming
to
it's
the
someone
09
like
for
that.
team,
Yeah. I'm gonna look at it right now. Just give me a second.
Okay.
All right.
I was going to get you to rate me as a captain, actually. That was kind of the whole idea of this bit. A few things.
2 out of 10.
Just doing a bit of a wrap
2
up.
out of 10.
But again, computer issues have
Lord.
ruined what could have been a fine break.
That's fine. BACDD. I'm not sure what that stands for. I'm terrible. BACDD out of Fort Smith won with 8,136 kilometers. And I was going to look there.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
I was going to look there. They probably have some kind of huge team. 6 people.
6 people.
Six people. Let's just do some quick mathematics here. So 6 people divided by 8136 on my calculator says 8136 divided by 6.
Answer
13
collusion.
Collusion with Russia. 1,356 kilometers each.
Wow, well done.
Well done. So an hour is equal to, 5 kilometers?
I believe so, yeah.
So let's just do that.
I should know that as the captain of our team.
5, that's 271 hours, 0.2
Holy.
for each of them. So well done.
Impressive.
Well done to them. You win nothing, but you did win this thing.
They might have won something.
Did they win something?
There were prizes. We didn't win any.
We didn't win any. No, we were near the bottom. But we participated, and we made it.
Yeah.
So that's what's important. Join next year so we can set yet another record for kilometers walked and teams entered.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
What's this about people being forced to use self-checkout?
I saw this article the other day.
Yeah.
Superstore on CBC.ca. Superstore Shoppers Drug Mart customers say they were forced to use self-checkout.
Sounds like a leftist agenda to me.
And people are losing their minds.
Losing their minds. To be fair, self-checkouts are annoying.
But they're the future.
They are the future. Why aren't we protecting those jobs? Because we can do better for people. That's why.
There's a quote in the story here. I find it distasteful
Ooh.
that I can't even get that basic level of customer service.
Oh, God. So they have to make it about them immediately. Like, an actual argument about that is why, those jobs are disappearing. Those are jobs that people can do, and that's pretty good employment, being a cashier or working in customer service in that way. So, of course, they make it about themselves. I can't get my customer service. Why?
So this man's name is Marvin Kaye. He's raising a big stink about
Stinker.
it. And he doubled down.
Marvin Gaye is raising a big stink about it.
Marvin Gaye.
From beyond the grave.
That's right. Let's get it on.
Hating that self-checkout.
Cashiers. Let's get it on.
But he doubled down. Marvin Kaye, Kaye, said, if I wasn't with my daughter, I might have just dropped my stuff on the floor and walked out.
Good Lord. But I was with my daughter, so I didn't want to embarrass everyone around me.
Translation, if I didn't have an example to set right in front of me, I might have just had a temper tantrum.
Why not just set that example when she's not there? I understand. I don't understand that level of frustration. Like, I've used self-checkout before, and the joke with self-checkouts is always like, place item in bagging area.
Stupid
and then you
bagging area.
You put it in there, and it's like, unrecognized item in bagging area. Please remove from bagging area. Put item in bagging area. That's about the biggest obstacle you have to overcome for self-checkout. I do understand the argument that, like, you are taking jobs out of people's hands. However, that's where we're headed. We can't fight for and that's it's kind of a sign of the times. Like, automation is going to take over a ton of the service industry, a ton of it.
Right.
So I don't know how we protect every job.
There is a one person made an interesting point here with regards to self-checkout and the potential problems it poses for some people.
Fires.
Said, quote, I use a cane to walk with.
Yes.
To use this machine, I have to put down my cane. I have to find a place to put my purse. I have to pack the stuff.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Yeah, fair enough.
And that's fair.
There are, absolutely. In every transition, there's going to be people that are kind of left out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you should have customer service for that. And the other complaint about self-checkouts is that if you do something wrong, you have to call over a human anyway to be like, whoa, I don't recognize this barcode. Well, great, computer. I guess I'll just call someone over. Hi, human. Can you help me with this? And it kind of detaches us from that customer service experience, because Lord knows, if I didn't have my daughter here, I'd have a public freak out.
Full-on meltdown.
I'd break this thing.
Reading a little bit further in the article, we get a classic old woman yells at cloud type quote.
Like the actual cloud?
Just a cloud.
All right.
A cloud in the sky. Nancy McCurdy, quote, I hate these new blasted self-checkouts because they talk to you and I can't figure out what they're saying.
Oh, no.
She is hard of hearing.
Hang on. I want to get in on this one.
Okay.
So I have an issue with this too. The issue I have with the way that the self-checkout speaks is that it does so in a really weird way. So a lot of the ones I've used will say things like, place item in bagging area.
Yes.
Insert credit card when necessary. Use full sentences. Why are you not using full sentences? There's no reason not to. Yeah, like you could program this before. It should be able to say, like, insert the item into the bag. Why insert item into bag? What happened to the word the? Why can't this machine say the?
Because we're all in a hurry, Ollie. We don't
costs
have time
money,
for grammar.
Ollie. This is why we shorten words. So we can save time. I figured you knew this.
It's like it's translated out of the Russian.
Yeah, well, it is. It's Russian bots are being our baggage checkout. So
I guess ultimately it's a two-way street, because while we can't understand what the machine is saying, the machine also can't understand why we just can't place the item in the bag. It's pretty simple.
I think we should re-record those things. Place item in bagging area. Doesn't work. Place item in bagging area. Doesn't work. Are you? Is everything
Soviet
okay?
Russia, item bag you.
I think this is what it's come down to. It's just us versus the self-check. Not even versus the machine.
Oh, okay, just the self-checkout
It's us
machine.
versus the self-checkout
All right.
machine.
Well, this is the first step
This is
towards
where it
Skynet
begins.
becoming self-actualized.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the self-checkout robots will take us over at some point.
If you can't place the item in the bag.
Yeah.
That's the end.
When self-driving cars become popular, it's going to be the same thing. Back in my day, I used to be able to drive my car.
Place car in parking spots. What is wrong with
Yes, place car in car spot. You mean parking spot in car spot. Thank you, computer. Very good. Well,
We're doomed.
we are doomed. And not just because of climate change or vaccines. The way I feel about it, how I feel is that baggage self-checkouts are bad, and that's a fact. So, there it is.
Much like intern Corinne, room for improvement.
She just arrived. Hi, Corinne.
Yeah, 6 minutes early. That's an improvement.
There you go.
Very nice.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.